For 3 years, my paycheck was being garnished for my student loans that I had taken out to attend college. And it started out as only one of my lenders taking 15%, which is very tough on a teacher's salary. But then 9 months later, it got worse because a second lender I had student loans with also started garnishing me. And now I was being garnished about 25% of my paycheck. For 2 years, I tried everything I could to stop the garnishments, to no avail. I spoke with the lenders and they offered very little assistance, other than for me to pay even more money on top of what they were already taking. And there was just no way I could afford this option, so I just settled into thinking basically I just have to live with it until they're all paid off. I didn't know what else to do. And as you can imagine, losing 25% of my income caused a huge financial burden on me, and it really made it almost impossible for me even to afford the basics of life. And I was constantly behind on all of my bills. And this past July, I was searching the internet to see if there were any options left, and I came across your company. And I was somewhat skeptical because of all the companies that say they can do one thing, but really, it's just a scam and they can't. But I decided to take a chance and I contacted you anyway. And then I reached Blake Chandler and explained the situation I was in. And he started out by saying he was going to, not sugarcoat the situation and give me the straightforward and honest, assessment about whether they could stop the garnishments. He made no salesy kind of promises or guarantees about, the services they're offering. No high-pressure sales pitch or anything like that, just real and truthful answers. And that in itself built some trust on my part in him. And after reviewing my loans, Blake explained that the two lenders I had were some of the toughest to deal with, but not impossible. And it would just require some assistance and patience on my part because it wasn't an overnight process to getting the garnishments stopped. Well, I'm going to make a long story short. Blake was able to stop the garnishments in 6 weeks, and the second garnishment 4 weeks later. For the first time in 3 years. This past October, I received my full paycheck for the first time in 3 years. But not only did he get the garnishment stopped, he took further steps to get me into a repayment system on my loans that I could afford and be able to live a normal life without the fear of having to face this kind of student loan problem again. And I would just like to thank Blake and his staff again for all their help by turning out what I thought was going to be truly a hopeless situation into a just wonderful, bright reality. Thank you so much. You're a savior. Take care, and best of luck, and do the best with others.